Andre Petroski. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Andre Petroski welcomes himself to the UFC with a big performance.
So Andre, why are you on Team Daniel Gracie?
Yeah, I mean, it's no question that we have the best team in the area. You know, the most fighters in the UFC. Our record speaks for itself. The numbers don't lie. You know, it just seemed like, you know, Daniel had the answers that I needed and to connect the dots between wrestling and jiu-jitsu and striking. When I came here, it all came together.
What's that like to be on an undefeated team? What's that like, brother?
Yeah, it means a lot, you know, to kind of like change the sport of MMA in Philadelphia and be a part of, like, you know, this wave of guys that are, you know, from the area, staying in the area and continuing to train in this area and having this much success it means a lot.
How important is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the UFC?
So for me, coming from a wrestling background, you know, positionally, I was always stronger and always in better positions than my opponent, but I didn't have the skills to, you know, finish the fight. And so when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I learned, okay, from this position, I can put this guy to sleep. From this position, I can break this guy's arm. From this position, I can break this guy's leg. So it was kind of just like putting the pieces together and it all clicked.
Now, why did you want to become an MMA or UFC fighter?
So when I was growing up, my dad was a fighter and most of my family was all wrestlers. So I started wrestling when I was 3 years old. I won my first tournament when I was 4. And we would always watch, you know, the UFC cards, the old school WEC. I would watch Uriah Faber and Jens Pulver. I loved it from the beginning. And, you know, wrestling was like the perfect background and spiraled me into this career. You know, it's been really good to me so far.
What does it take to become an elite UFC fighter?
I've been doing this, like I said, since I was 4 years old. So yeah, I'm 31. That's 27 years I've been competing. I never once took a summer off. I never took a year off. I never questioned like if I wanted to do this or not. Like, this has been my life for 27 years. From January to January, this is what I do. You know, I've never taken a month off. So you make it your life and you'll find success.
What advice do you give those people who want to get into the UFC, to be a UFC fighter?
I mean, it doesn't matter what, if you want to be a fighter, if you want to be a jiu-jitsu, if you want to be an artist, a painter, it doesn't matter. Like, you make it your life. You build a life around that. You know, that becomes your number one priority. You know, all my friends are fighters. You know, my teammates, I go to the best fighting gym in the area. You know, my whole entire life revolves. Where I move, I live close to the gym, you know? Every decision that I've made over the past 8-9 years has been with the one priority of what is going to set me up for the most success in this sport.
When you make it in the UFC game, are you looking forward to playing yourself in the UFC game?
Nah, man. I want to beat myself in the game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I never thought that's trippy, right?
Yeah. I mean, someone's got to do it, right?
Who would you be then to beat yourself?
I guess maybe Jeremiah Wells.
Jeremiah Wells. What is your favorite Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique and why?
By far the Anaconda.
Okay.
That's what I finish everyone with.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, your last fight, you finished him in 1 minute and 16 seconds, right?
That's right.
The Anaconda's in there right now. It's a nice Anaconda choke that he sunk in. And
He's out. He's out. Wow. How about that for Andre Petroski, the biggest underdog on the betting card.
Okay, so I was just watching the tape right before this interview. What I'd like to do is cut from this, and if you could break down what happened in that fight and demonstrate that. Is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely.